Hello gaming and welcome back to Star Trek Online. Well, we are about to enter the room that Seven has told us is where the Borg Queen resides. Yep, we're about to fight the Borg Queen. That's gonna be fun. Alright, let's go. Oh, that seems to be a very dead Borg Queen.
That's the Borg Queen.
Or what's left of her.
Indeed. This is damn peculiar. If the Excalbians killed her, where are they now? Be careful. Whatever did this could still be around, and it might not be friendly.
Understood. Stay sharp.
Not sure if this is better or worse than what Control had planned.
Pretty sure it's worse, but I'm a little biased.
How timid you are. So frightened of perfection.
Last time I checked, we're not the ones hiding in the dark.
That's a good point.
Here's another. You are obsolete. Older. Weaker. Inferior to me in every way.
Inferior. To you? You're a pathetic copy of me hiding behind a legion of drones. You're weak.
Tell me, why have you come here? There will be no struggle. No resistance.
You're a smart girl. You'll figure it out eventually.
How predictable. How human. We know where that path ends. Futility.
Alrighty then. So the new Borg Queen is Seven.
Begins.
Yeah, new nightmare begins, indeed. Here we go.
Watch the floor!
Yep. Watch the floor. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Summon that. Let's get these going. Alright. Okay. She's shielded at this point. Which means she's going to go hide. And look at that, they're electrifying the floor. There we go.
And now they have a cybernetic dinosaur.
Oh hey, Robogorn.
Shooting now, xenobiology.
Robogorn is now attracted to me. Oh, I forgot about that. The whole drop to the ground and fired from the scorpion tail. Sorry, but you are no longer welcome here. There we go. Here she comes again.
More automated defenses are coming online.
Oh, automated defenses now. There they are.
Why do you struggle? I am Lord. I am eternal.
Are you now?
Victory is inevitable.
Doesn't seem like it. Oh, okay then.
That's... How is she still functional?
That's a good question.
There's so much more to me than I could possibly imagine.
Yeah, you keep believing that. Alright. Well, time to remodulate. Oh, don't stand there. Don't stand there. Get off of that. You know what? Just for the heck of it, I'll try. Oh, that was easy.
You are small. You lack harmony, cohesion, greatness. It will be your undoing.
Really? Whose ass just got kicked again?
There you go. She makes a valid point.
You are done here at last, my friend.
Okay. And moving on. Hello.
I'm glad you're still with us, my friends. I'll ask you to come with me. Yarnik wishes to speak with you, and time is short.
This better not be about his ridiculous trial. Why not? That's literally the only reason why we're here. Alright, let's head back. Hello, Yarnik.
The evidence in the trial is clear. Adherents of evil will stop at nothing to ensure their victory. Nothing is sacred. No law is absolute. In comparison, the proponents of good are made weak by their morality and other self-imposed limitations. They lack the freedom to achieve their goals at all costs.
We don't have time for this. If you don't stop the trial now, we could all be at risk.
Those troops are coming from previous trials.
Here we go. Troops from previous trials. Notice how Abraham Lincoln is fighting with us today. Okay, here comes some of the warriors from the Iconian War. Goodbye. Next. Some constructs, of course. Here, Thrall, I've got some weaponry for you. Okay. Okay, construct, go away. Mr. Lincoln's doing a pretty good job.
More reinforcements.
Oh boy, here we go. Hey, look, something cool. Of course you set up your thing just before I can take you out. But mine is better. Now you're gone. There we go. Wait, these are Discovery? Oh yeah, that's right. The crew of the Discovery that were corrupted by Control. Let's go, Mr. President. Oh, that's not one of mine. Are we done? Yep, time to speak with Yarnik.
Impossible. Safety measures were in place. The participants should not be able to escape the trial areas or pursue agendas separate from the trial.
You said it yourself. Evil doesn't follow the rules. Nothing is sacred, even the life of its creator.
The Borg Queen of our creation is amassing greater power. This includes the assimilation of this planet and everything on it. We must consider our alternatives while there is still time.
There's no time for debate, Yarnik. We need to take action now. The Harmaster, a Borg octahedron, just appeared in orbit. Our sensors can't seem to determine where it came from. It just appeared out of thin air. Understood. Tell the transporter room to beam us up on my mark.
We should take care of that Borg ship while we can.
Indeed. Will you be joining us, Commander?
Apparently not. President Lincoln has asked me to assist him with something. If I don't see either of you again, it has been an honor.
Same to you, Commander. Stay safe. Transporter room is ready to is standing by to Harmaster. Are you ready to beam up? Yes, 3 to beam up. Okay, here we go. They decided evil was better than good. But that quickly changed.
The Queen is assimilating the Excalbians one by one. If she's not stopped, it's only a matter of time before she learns to use their matter-shaping powers.
How much time exactly?
Difficult to say. She will learn to replicate well-known patterns first, like Borg ships. It could take her much longer to learn to make entirely new things, or to create things from imagination and memory.
She shouldn't be able to use her imagination or her imagination at least. We'll be dead long before that happens. She has to be stopped now. Alright, here we go. It begins. Now let's test out my new stuff. Okay, there we go. Let's upgrade our power. There it is. Target the enemies.
Ever the hero. You know you can't win, and yet you stand ready to die a pointless death.
Your arrogance is impressive. Annoying, but impressive.
Arrogance. Is it arrogance you hear, or a statement of inevitable fact? Perhaps now your opinion has changed.
Oh boy. Oh. Yeah, she's calling in the bosses of every...
Realize the futility of resistance.
Not good. Here's our reinforcements.
Use a hand here. I hope you don't mind, but I brought some friends.
The Enterprise?
This is
The
Captain
Enterprise?
General Archer of the Starship Enterprise.
The Enterprise? A couple more
Make
Enterprises.
sure history never forgets the name Enterprise. There's an old saying, fortune favors the bold. Well, I guess we're about to find out.
I think it's time to do a little assimilating of our own.
And the Discovery.
Still think resistance is futile? Your Majesty?
Welcome.
Resistance. You're a tragic collection of relics and fools. The first of many to die.
You're facing a fleet of the top ships of the line from every generation of Star Trek. Let's do this. You lose. Let us go. Alright. No, you do not get to do what you're doing. We win. You lose. Okay, let's do this thing again.
Hold course, Mr. Crusher. Continue to fire all phases.
Okay. I love that they have commentary from, the actual, they're literally taking recordings straight from Star Trek episodes for this. You know what, I'm gonna get rid of this control vessel. Something tells me it's using some stuff that I don't want it to be using. Alright, I have no idea what I'm currently targeting. Oh, just another probe. Okay. Only one thing left for us to take on. Let's turn and face the Dreadnought. Okay.
Power to all weapon systems. Stand by phasers.
Yeah, you keep talking. You're gonna lose, so... I'm gonna summon my Type 14s. And let me summon myself. Oh, they're summoning more stuff, okay. Oh, I didn't summon them. I got hit with something big. Alright, let's see here. Look at this. Look at us go. And she's gone. Yeah, you don't pick a fight with all of the flagships of Star Trek.
Significant insight into the nature of good. Even with nothing to gain and everything to lose, even when placed in terrible danger by our studies, you chose to come to our aid. You refused to let the forces of evil destroy us, even though we had placed you in mortal peril.
I wasn't about to walk away from a glorious battle. I'm a Klingon.
You have given us much to consider and to understand. You have shown us that it is not good to subject others to dangers that we are not willing to face ourselves. Let us meet face to face one last time and resolve these matters.
Very well, we'll beam down to join you there, Yarnak. Wow. Discovery, several different enterprises, Voyager, the Defiant. They're all here. Mr. Lincoln had a great idea. Alright, let's speak with everybody, starting with 7 of 9.
This has certainly been a learning experience for me as well as the Excalbians.
I can imagine.
I saw what I was and what I could have been, which makes me grateful for the life I have now. Still, this experience should make the next session with my counselor interesting.
Indeed.
In the meantime, that sensor grid and the trailer system will need some final adjustments. If you can get me back to my runabout, I can finish those. I can also speak to some Fenris Rangers about looking into the Orion smuggling activity in Trailus. Unofficially, of course.
Of course. Alright, let's speak with Burnham.
Sounds like Yarnak and his people have a lot to think about. I hope they mean it when they say they're going to pursue goodness. As for me, it's strange, being... what did the Borg Queen call it? A simulacrum? A copy. And an incomplete one at that.
You know?
I'm based on a Starfleet science officer. I was going to figure it out sooner or later.
Probably.
Now that I know, I've decided to continue what was started here today. In my own way.
How so?
I've asked the Excalbians to make my transformation permanent, and they've agreed. So, for the Excalbians, the trials are over, but for me, the human adventure is just beginning.
Indeed.
If you don't mind, I could use a ride to the nearest Alliance starbase. I'd like to speak with Starfleet Command about reactivating my commission. Among other things.
It would be an honor, Commander. Kapla. Okay, now let's speak with... I'll talk with Yarnak first, and then Abraham Lincoln.
The advocates of good return. We have learned much from your efforts in the trial.
And did you make a ruling on the matter?
We did. After reviewing the events, we have decided to rule in favor of the concept of good.
And will you abide by the terms set at the beginning of the trials?
We will. As we have ruled in favor of good, the people of Excalbia will pursue those virtues from this day forward.
Very well. I wish you luck in that pursuit, Yarnak. And now, Mr. Lincoln.
It's been quite some time since I had to go into combat. It was an honor to fight by your side.
Thank you for standing with us in the battle.
The Excalbians have asked me to remain as I am now, and to serve as an ambassador for this planet. These people have a great deal to learn about the universe, and I believe the Alliance can help them with that. And, having some experience as a statesman, I might be able to make that process a little smoother for all parties involved.
If anyone can do that, it'd be you, sir.
Should you return here, you will be most welcome. You've done all of us on Excalbia a great service today. One we will never forget. And for that, I thank you. Until we meet again, my friend. Farewell.
Good luck to you, sir. Farewell. Alright. Dra'ula's discovery is finished. Let's see. Dahar Master, the transporter room is ready when you are. Are you ready to beam aboard? Yes, 4 to beam up. There we go. There was the most epic battle that you will ever see in this
For
game.
now, I'd like to put some distance between myself and Excalibia. Returning to Earth, catching up on what's happened since 2257? Sounds like a good place to start to me. I understand that an old friend of mine is on a similar journey now. I'll get in touch with Commander Stamets soon. I'd love to get his unique perspective on things. There's a lot waiting for me out there. Thank you for helping me get the chance to discover once again.
Of course. And look at that, we get the President's Hand Axe. And an anti-proton leash, which I never use. Alright. It is always amazing when they give you a weapon like that.
Treacherous Ja'ula has requested to speak before the High Council on Kronos. A little-used Klingon law has restored her house, temporarily. And as matriarch of her house, she has the right to speak before the Council if she wishes. Whether she leaves the Great Hall alive or in chains remains to be seen. She has much to answer for. As part of the task force assigned to deal with Ja'ula, I have requested your presence during this meeting. Should the barbarian make a nuisance of herself, I expect you to do what must be done.
Of course. Alright.
Serve the Empire well.
So, I'm gonna check. Since it is technically a melee weapon, I want to give someone on my head team the axes. The Presidential Hand Axe. First, I gotta figure out who's on my main team. Okay, Dr. Crusher, Jidox and Kagan. Jidox. Okay. Kagan is using the Shard Sword. I gave Balara the Bedleth of Stovacor, which is the one that levels up here, I think. Oh. Yep, upgrade the Bedleth of Stovacor to MK14. Or above. Okay. So she has, like, the best version of this. The only reason why it's not completed is because of this. But I think, is this one? Yeah, this one doesn't even affect this. So this is at its maximum at this point. I could equip it to anybody I'd like, and it'd be doing the most amount of damage. And that's going to be true for every Bedleth of Stovacor moving forward. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to give Dr. Crusher the Presidential Hand Axe. Just because it's awesome. Also, I just realized... hold on, let me put this like that. Let's see, I wanted... I should be putting some armor on this thing. There's like 3 armor pieces that should go on this, but they all are engineering consoles, and they're engineering consoles only, which means that they can only go in engineering slots. And the problem with that is these, I have engineering is the majority of the console space. So getting rid of 3 engineering slots for defensive stuff like this means that I lose 3 items, and right now I've got the build that I want. Out of all these items, the only one I can really lose is this one, and possibly this one, and then I could lose this one once I've finished with that, with the stuff I need for it, but I'd rather keep the cloaking device, so probably this one, and they're all things that I really like, these 3, so, yeah. I don't want to do that, is essentially what I'm trying to say. But yeah, wait, hold on, there was another thing that I was thinking about. Does somebody have... because we got those throwing knives, did I give them to one of my main? No, because the throwing knives are considered distance weapons, not melee weapons, because they're throwing knives. They're literally it might not be actually, I should check to see if they're considered distance weapons or not. Because if they are considered melee weapons, then I could definitely give them to one of my bridge crew. There we go, okay. And let's get rid of these. I know that there's someone who can turn these into on the planet. On Kronos. I have to go back to Kronos anyway, so let's head there now. I'm not gonna start the mission just yet, because there's not enough time. But I wanted to see if those throwing knives are worth... Let's see, go to Kronos system. We're not gonna start the mission yet. If these throwing... Because I like the throwing knives. One of my longest running character, actually, she, at one point I gave her the throwing knives, and she used that as her main weapon for a long time. And then I finally switched her over because I decided that she's going to be a specific type of build, so she needed to use a weapon more appropriate for her build. So... Alright, let's see here. Throwing knives should be in here. Let's see, where are they? Weapons. There's the pistols. Seven's pistols. Where's the throwing knives? Could have sworn I had them. Maybe I did put them on a character. I think I would have given them to Dr. Crusher or something. No. Where are they? Well, they have vanished. I know we did the mission. It was Quark's Lucky 7. I know I had an entire episode about Quark's Lucky 7. I'm not sure where they went. But I'm not seeing them anywhere. I'm probably just overlooking them for some reason. Oh yeah, there they are, right there. Lex throwing knives. Bound to character, protection is on, cannot equip more than one, Major General, and of course it doesn't tell me what kind of weapon they are, if they're considered melee, or if they're considered, projectile. Trying to use a gift from Lek himself. 3 throwing knives can cause deep wounds. Alright. Of course it's not telling me. Throw knife, blade fan, and palm strike. Okay. Improve ground weapons and unarmed attacks. Okay. It doesn't tell me. So skills that affect this ability. Improves ground weapons, improve ground weapon, and unarmed attacks. Okay. Well, I'll have to look it up and see if it's considered a melee weapon or a projectile. Because if it's a melee weapon, then I might as well equip it to somebody, because it's a lot cooler than just using the same sword as everybody else. Plus, I really like that weapon. In fact, I'd consider putting it on this character over the blade that she's currently using, if not for the fact that it's part of the Nakul build that I've got her on. So, yeah, anyway, Thank you so much for joining me today, gaming, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out when you do that. As I always like to say at the end of these videos, don't get assassinated!